Good morning, motherfuckers. This your girl, sometimes your boy, Charlotte, Carolina. And did you know that a pumpkin is a fruit?
Yeah.
That mean, so hold on. The sweet peppers I eat with seeds, are they technically fruits?
Technically. According to what they say.
Right on. So let's get into it. This is a Halloween video. And,
Whoa.
hold on to that. Alright, let's get into it, y'all.
In case you were wondering, a pumpkin is a fruit. That's news to me. They're also a good source of vitamin A and vitamin C. You think that's absolutely hilarious. Did you know a pumpkin was a fruit?
Yes.
Oh, you knew that. Okay.
They got all those seeds that they got in it. That's the key
Oh,
indicator.
okay.
Yeah, anything with...
Today is a good day to go and grab a pumpkin if you haven't already, because it is National Pumpkin Day. And in case you were wondering, a pumpkin is a fruit. That's news to me. They're also a good source of vitamin A and vitamin C. You think that's absolutely hilarious. Did you know a pumpkin was a fruit?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
you knew that.
They got all those seeds that they got in it. That's the key indicator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, anything with seeds in it that grows in it, that's a fruit.
Really? Okay, so most vegetables aren't going to have the seeds?
No,
What,
no,
Is
not the
okra a
leaves.
vegetable?
Yes, okra's a vegetable. I'm pretty sure.
I can't trust you now,
I
Griffin.
can't remember.
Okay, well, I know that you know.
Everything.
Okay, you know a lot about the weather, though. You're an
Yes.
expert there. So
Yes.
what do we need to know about today?
Okay, so I can tell you it is going...
Now we're going to end it off with a little Halloween trick-or-treat children safety. Let's get at it.
Kids will be hitting their local streets for trick-or-treating. It's really a fun night for children of all ages, but there are some dangers to be aware of. Earlier this week, a Neptune Beach officer arrested 2 men after police say they were caught with candies laced with
How the hell they going to have subtitles in this video when they lay this shit? Just saying.
marijuana. Now, if a child were to eat tainted candy, it could become a life-threatening situation.
No!
Another major concern is kids' safety on the roads. And joining us right now is Chanel Sims from Safe Kids team at Wolfson Children's Hospital. Chanel, good morning. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Now, what is the main reason that kid pedestrians are in so much danger on Halloween?
So on Halloween, the child is more out after dark when there's still a lot of traffic around. So more than twice as many children are killed in pedestrian vehicle incidents on Halloween than any other day of the year.
And I noticed, especially if it's cloudy, it gets dark quickly and earlier now. Yes, it has been in the last few weeks. So what are some of the things that parents should be telling their kids when they're out there trick-or-treating to try to stay safe?
So for pedestrian tips, it would be to cross the streets at the corners using a traffic signal or a crosswalk, as well as to remind them of the cars that are turning in or backing up. And then most importantly, as they're crossing the street, to look left, right, and left again. And then today with me, I have a few reflective gear. So here I have some reflective strips that can go on the shoes, the costume, the trick-or-treat bags. And then I also have a reflective armband. And then you would just place this around the arm. And then if they're wearing a long sleeve costume, to make sure that it's outside of the costume so that it can be visible to the cars.
And it's probably, when you talk about warning kids about looking both ways, it's probably not a bad idea to like pretend you're trick-or-treating and kind of go through the motions and role play it and practice it.
Yeah, so make sure that they are at the edge of the street, at the corner. So make sure that they're looking left and then right and then left again for any cars that they may have missed on the other side.
Any other tips for parents?
So Safe Kids Worldwide recommends that any child under the age of 12 should cross the street and trick-or-treat with an adult. It's a very important tip.
And I think that, kids get so excited and they're with their friends and they feel really safe and they may dart across the street and you just never know what can happen, especially when it's getting dark out.
So then also for the drivers to slow down in residential areas and be especially alert of those kids that are crossing the street mid-block instead of at the corners.
Yeah, and you know, we mentioned the issue with the marijuana-laced candy, something new for parents to worry about. What are your recommendations for the safety of candy and making sure that it is safe?
So if the parent thinks that their child's treat is spoiled, they need to check for it. We'll throw away any of the candy that are torn, the wrappers are torn or faded, and then if it's unwrapped, just throw it away altogether.
I guess you can't be too careful about that. I mean, you wouldn't know this, but when I was a kid, you know, sometimes they'd x-ray the candy because you were worried about it. But it's probably, unless you really know your neighbors, it's probably a good idea to not have anything that is homemade.
How the fuck did they x-ray candy?
Because they have one through X-ray machine.
At your house?
No. No, you took the candy.
Oh.
Because they were, at the time, putting blades and shit on the
No,
inside.
I know, but I'm just saying. She act like she had one at the crib. Just, you good? Eat this.
Nah, imagine not the anticipation of them having to wait for the candy to get x-rayed.
You kill somebody. All right. You like having things upside down these days.
Yeah.
Revolts, books.
It's supposed to be bats are upside down.
Yeah. What is my motherfucking name?
Charlotte represents indulgence instead of abstinence.
Facts.
What's your name?
What's my motherfucking name? Charlotte.
Represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams.
Facts. Charlotte.
Represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit.
Facts. Charlotte.
Represent kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates.
Facts. Charlotte.
Represents vengeance instead of turning the other cheek.
Facts. Charlotte.
Represents responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for psychic vampires.
Facts. Charlotte.
Represents man as just another animal, sometimes better, more often worse than those that walk on all fours, who, because of his divine spiritual and intellectual development, has become the most vicious animal of all.
Facts. Charlotte.
Represents all of the so-called sins as they lead to physical, mental, or emotional gratification.
Facts. Charlotte.
Has been the best friend the church has ever had, as he has kept it in business all these years.
Facts. And like that, we gone.